Korea's youth employment rate reached its lowest point in history in 2013. The number of new hires has been sliding for over 20 years. Tension is expected between Seoul and Tokyo over the mines and shipyards that Japan once added to UNESCO's World Heritage List. And a curious winter phenomenon on Mount Mai in Jinan, North Jeolla Province, icicles that go up. Hello and welcome to News Today on KBS World. It's Thursday, January 16th. I'm Luke Clary. Korea's youth employment rate in 2013 has fallen into the 30% range for the first time in history. The number of new hires has dropped for 21 straight years.
This young lady visiting the women's apparel shops in this department store happens to be an intern. She was hired over some 300 other applicants, showing how hard it is to even land an internship. With competition so fierce for just this one position, it's even harder to find a real job. The young people employed between the ages of 15 and 29 stood at 3.79 million last year, showing a 21-year decline. More strikingly, the employment rate of these young people fell to 39.7%. This is the first time the figure has dipped below the 40% line. To add to the trouble, it isn't likely that the job situation will improve this year. The Korea Chamber of Commerce found that the top 500 companies plan on hiring 30,000 new employees. That's 1.5% less than during the same period last year.
청년층 같은 경우에는 양질의 취업을 하지 못하면서 미처 재산을 형성할 기회조차도 얻고 있지 못하다고 하는 점에서 장기적으로 우리나라의 내수 부진 요인으로 작용할 가능성이 높아 보입니다.
More jobs for young people have to be created to achieve one of the government's top economic objectives of stimulating domestic spending.
The Japanese government wants its mines and shipyards added to UNESCO's World Heritage List as a legacy to the country's industrialization. Many Koreans are alarmed, as these were the sites of forced Korean labor during Japanese colonial rule of Korea.
Hashima Island in Nagasaki Prefecture, Japan, used to be called a living hell among Koreans. During the Pacific War, more than 800 Koreans were forced to become laborers and had to work in tunnels 1,000 meters underground. Some 120 Koreans died on the island. The Japanese government is seeking to add Hashima Island, Nagasaki Shipyard, and 26 other facilities to the UNESCO World Heritage List. Tokyo is hiding the truth about its stories of cruelty toward the Korean forced laborers and instead is stressing that these sites are industrial legacies from its modernization era. The South Korean government recently announced its plan to add its records on Korean women who were conscripted as sex slaves by Japan during World War II to the UNESCO Memory of the World Register. Alarmed by Seoul's move, Tokyo is speeding up its efforts to add its facilities to the UNESCO list. In a matter of one day, it approved a recommendation for the list registration. South Korea and Japan are expected to engage in a heated diplomatic war over the addition of the historical assets to the UNESCO list. Japan will likely attempt to block South Korea's efforts to have sex slave records registered as a UNESCO World Heritage, as it did when a memorial statue dedicated to Korean sex slave victims was put up in the U.S.
主張すべき点はしっかり主張しながらですね、冷静に、そして毅然として対応していきたい。
Japan is aiming to add the industrial facilities to the UNESCO list by 2015, earlier than South Korea. South Korea does not have much time to increase the world's awareness about the tragedies it suffered during Japan's colonial rule.
A nightmare scenario in South Korea would be a North Korean nuclear missile launched towards Seoul. To prevent this kind of attack, the South has deployed bunkerbusters in the field.
In a meeting today, the Parliamentary Defense Committee listened to the results of a stimulation test on how South Korea could respond if the North launches a nuclear-equipped missile. If one were to be fired in Musudalli, North Hamgyong Province, it would take just 11 minutes and 15 seconds to reach Seoul. The North Korean missile would fly only 2 minutes and 4 seconds far above the surface of the Earth, making it difficult for South Korea to intercept it. In preparation against such a situation, the South Korean military recently deployed 150 U.S. bunkerbusters. Loaded onto the Air Force's F-15K fighter jets, the bunkerbuster bombs can reach their targets using laser-guided technology. They can penetrate 30 meters beneath the ground and hit and destroy any enemy military facilities there.
지하에 있거나 견고화된 핵심 전략 표적을 조기에 무력화시킬 수 있는 능력을 보유하게 되었습니다.
The South Korean military will buy around 170 Taurus long-range cruise missiles from Germany starting next year. The Taurus functions are similar to the bunkerbusters, but the German ones are self-propelled and possess a maximum range of 500 kilometers. The South Korean military has the operational strategies to secure control of the air with the Taurus missiles during the initial stages of a war. It will then employ bunkerbusters to hit enemy underground weapons from a shorter distance.
Contractor companies are often thought to be operating at the mercy of their colossal conglomerate partners. But nowadays, suppliers are often in better shape, technologically and financially, than their bigger partners.
This small business specializes in manufacturing devices that sort out defective semiconductor chips. When Japanese semiconductor makers had to suspend their operations following a massive earthquake in 2011, Korea's leading electronics firm was able to dodge a supply crisis with the help of this company. Funded by its conglomerate partner, this supply company succeeded in domestically producing the device and was able to provide a steady supply of much-needed equipment. Contractors that followed a Korean car maker to an overseas automobile plant were instrumental in boosting the competitiveness of the finished cars. That's because they were able to readily supply high-quality parts and components. 130 contractors were able to grow in size and substance to rival their bigger partner companies.
GM이나 크라이슬러나 포드나 이런 부분도 저희들이 품질상으로 문제없이 다 납품할 수 있는 그런 수준의.
The increased rates of operational profit for 295 contract partners of large conglomerates stand at above 10%, 3 times higher than Korea's industry average.
안쓰면 안 되는 기업들이 한국에 있습니다. 그런 사람은 신제품 개발할 때 대기업들이 오히려 그때가 매달려야 되는 거예요.
As both small and large companies strive to achieve mutual growth, these solid contractors are playing a vital role in sharpening Korea's global competitiveness.
Korea will soon be home to the so-called Giga Internet, with speeds up to 10 times faster than current internet connections. It's an exciting development that may be here sooner than you think.
This homemaker clicks on some news footage on her computer, and the video clip starts immediately. There is no buffering even when watching a high-definition video, while it only takes about 10 seconds to download a 2-hour movie. This is made possible due to the Giga Internet, which is as much as 10 times faster than conventional internet speeds. Giga Internet networks are being phased in for new apartment complexes in 17 cities nationwide, including Seoul and Busan.
현재보다 10배 빠른 네트워크 장비를 도입함으로써 유선 인터넷뿐만 아니라 무선 인터넷도 광대역 기가급으로 높아졌습니다.
Once the Giga Internet networks are widely adopted, working conditions will improve and high-resolution content and gaming industries are expected to see rapid growth.
콘텐츠를 만드는 이런 대기업뿐만 아니라 스타트업들의 어떤 아이디어 발굴이 기존보다는 좀 더 빠르게 다른 식으로 연출이 될 수 있을 상황이 높고요.
The Korean government plans to build Giga Internet networks that will cover 90% of the country by 2017.
South Korea saw a significant uptick in its birth rate in 2007, the year of the golden pig on the Chinese zodiac. Superstition has it that children born in such a year will be lucky, but now schools have to increase their class size to accommodate all the 7-year-olds.
This is an elementary school in Seoul. The school's hall is packed with new students and their parents who have gathered for an orientation session. The school will accept 180 new students this year. That's a 50% increase from last year. As a result, the school had to create 2 more classes. The number of new elementary school students has surged because many couples wanted to have their babies born in 2007, which is the year of the golden pig. There is a superstitious saying that a person born in that special year is more likely to have a prosperous future. In Seoul, 84,000 children will enter elementary school this year, up 7,000 from last year. Due to the nation's low birth rate, the number of new elementary school students was on a decline, but it has bounced back for the first time in 7 years. The increase is good news for some industries. Stationery producers and sellers are seeing a 20% jump in their sales. However, parents are worried about the future difficulties their children will experience when entering college and getting jobs.
황금돼지띠 해라고 해가지고 조금 좋은 해라고 해서 기분이 좋기는 했는데 고해 많아지니까 좀 애가 치지는 않을까 뭐 이런 걱정은 조금 있었어요.
The children were said to be born under a lucky astrological sign. Let's wish them the very best.
Mount Mai in Jinan, North Jeolla Province is home to a curious winter phenomenon. Icicles that grow upward, pointing toward the sky.
Mount Mai in Jinan, North Jeolla Province is shaped like the ears of a horse. You can see a lot of icicles sticking out from among the stone towers. They all extend themselves upwards toward the sky. They appear every winter, and this year you can find more than 30 of them. Such icicles usually form upwards when the water dripping from above freezes. In Jinan, when the water in these bowls starts to freeze, it causes it to expand. This makes it so that the less frozen surface area gradually begins protruding upward. The icicles in Jinan are estimated to grow to be about 35 centimeters long because of the cliffs and wind.
기온이나 바람, 그리고 미세한 기둥, 그릇의 재질 등에 의해서도 만들어질 수 있습니다.
These hard-to-believe icicles are drawing tourists to Jinan every winter.
In entertainment, a most unusual team-up between Korean rapper Psy and American hip-hop legend Snoop Dogg has fans eagerly anticipating their new music video. This and more coming up.
Singer Psy, who is to release his latest album soon, has just finished filming a music video in Incheon with famous American hip-hop artist Snoop Dogg. Psy's agency said that the shoot began on January 14th and lasted for a couple of days. Psy's album, featuring Snoop Dogg, is scheduled to be released next month, along with several new music videos. A legal battle is in full swing over the use of singer Lee Seung-cheo's songs that were featured in TV shows. The entertainment agency Core Content says that even though it has exclusive rights for the songs, Lee's agency included them in the singer's album without its permission. Lee's agency denied using the songs illegally and is threatening to file a lawsuit for defamation.
In an era of electronic communication, old-fashioned mailboxes are nearly obsolete. New post boxes are being installed that bring back nostalgic memories. There's a new attraction at this rest area along the Jungbu-Neryuk Expressway. Next to a 500-year-old Zelkova tree inside the rest stop's park, there is a Make-A-Wish mailbox. Since July 2012, people have been writing their wishes on postcards and dropping them right here.
신랑 식구들하고 우리 식구들 건강하고 5년 내에는 아기 생기게 적었어요.
They deposit their postcards in the hope that their wishes will someday come true.
작년에도 와서 가족들 건강하고 집안이 행복하게 해달라는 소원을 빌었었는데 2013년 한 해 동안 아무 탈 없이 다들 건강했고 집안도 편안했기 때문에 또 한 번 다시 빌려고 여기 왔고요. 아마 올해도 이루어질 거라고 생각합니다.
Roughly 20,000 postcards passed through this mailbox. People wrote down many different wishes, from their family's well-being or getting a job to having a baby. These postcards are compiled into a book and published at the end of each year. They're printed exactly as they're written, handwriting and all.
사람들에게는 누구에게나 소원이 있을 텐데 저희 휴게소에 있는 소원 우체통을 바탕으로 해서 고객들에게 꿈과 희망을 전해드리는 아름다운 공간이 되었으면 좋겠습니다.
Palgakjung Pavilion at Bugak Mountain is known to offer beautiful night scenery. There's a mailbox near the pavilion that's just as enticing as the nighttime view. If you mail a letter to your loved one, it will be delivered after a year's time. This mailbox is especially popular among young couples.
이거 이번에 느린 우체통 이거 엽서 보내려고 스캔해달라고 말씀드렸어요.
Photos taken here can be printed and made into postcards right on site. The young couple puts down happy memories and words to convey their love for each other on the unique stationery. Since the postcards are delivered 1 year later, they vow to stay together at least until then.
잊어먹고 있을 텐데 1년 뒤면은 또 반갑게 오면 또 되게 기분 좋게 받을 수 있을 것 같아요.
They write their letters carefully, hoping that their love will endure until the day they receive the postcards. They can't wait for a year to pass by. In today's rapidly changing world, this snail post service seems to slow down the passage of time. And for young couples in love, the nostalgic red mailbox has become a favorite dating spot.
이렇게 우체통을 이용한 게 진짜 한 5년 정도 되는 것 같은데, 네, 이렇게 오랜만에 우체통을 이용해서 또 편지를 보내려고 하니까 설레임도 생기는 것 같고요. 서로 이렇게 보관하면서 더 이렇게 어떤 시간의 흐름에 따른 그런 뭐랄까 소중함이 더 생겨날 것 같아서 네, 좋은 것 같습니다.
Mailboxes are being brought back from the brink of extinction in a digital world, reminding people of the joys of taking it slow sometimes. Keeping their memories alive, posting letters in an old-fashioned mailbox, hopefully their dreams will come true.
And now we'll take a look at the markets, followed by the world weather. And that's it for this edition of News Today. We'll see you again at the same time tomorrow. Have a great day.